In the dead of night, something priceless vanished, leaving behind only questions and an empty frame. Who would risk it all to breach one of the world's most secure museums? And why did they leave a single cryptic clue? Detective Blake pauses, fingers tracing the edges of the frame. Blake, this isn't just a heist. It's a message. His eyes narrow, noticing a faint inscription barely visible in the dim light. Blake, but to whom? Detective Samuel Blake, seasoned and sharp, drinks in the scene. Every detail pulses with purpose. Initials carved discreetly on the frame. The faint trace of cologne lingering in the air, oak, vanilla, and something rare, maybe even forbidden. Blake's instincts warn him, this is no ordinary art thief. The museum director, pale and visibly shaken, approaches, his voice a tense whisper. Detective, this painting is irreplaceable. Its loss could ruin us. Blake's gaze never wavers from the frame. Blake, this wasn't about money. Whoever did this isn't after profit. Look at the precision. No fingerprints, no scratches. This was executed with surgical skill. His eyes catch something taped behind the frame, a small folded piece of paper. He opens it, finding a cryptic message scrawled in elegant handwriting. Note, the answer lies where beauty meets despair, where masterpieces mourn in silence. L. A smile tugs at Blake's lips. This L is toying with him. This is no ordinary heist. It's a carefully orchestrated challenge. The next morning in his dimly lit office, Blake studies the note while Marcy, his determined assistant, brings in a pile of reports. Marcy, I checked all museum employees with access. Nothing unusual, but I did find something odd. She hands him a photo. This was discovered outside the museum, a discarded paintbrush. Blake picks it up, examining it thoughtfully, a glimmer of amusement in his eyes. Blake, he's leaving breadcrumbs, Marcy. And the note, it speaks of despair and beauty. There's only one place nearby with such a theme, the Romantic Art Museum. They arrive at the Romantic Art Museum, each piece alive with secrets and sorrow. Blake feels drawn to a painting, The Fall of Icarus, where tragedy and beauty intertwine. Blake, this one, despair, beauty, and an artist's lament. Look, another note taped to the corner. He reads aloud. Note, do you understand the weight of a brushstroke? The artist's truth lies in the shadow. Meet me where light fades and shadows dance. Marcy, they want you to come to them. But why, Blake? To show me the heart of this story, the artist's sanctuary. They return to the museum's unused artist studio. The air feels thick with history, dust swirling through narrow beams of sunlight. On the floor lies a charcoal sketch of the stolen painting, perfectly detailed. A figure steps from the shadows, L, tall and enigmatic, their piercing gaze revealing both intellect and intrigue. Blake, you could have vanished with the painting. Instead, you left a trail. Why? L, art isn't meant to be confined. These masterpieces are imprisoned, unseen by the world. I wanted you to experience their freedom, feel the artist's pulse. Blake, steady. You think you're saving them? All you're doing is taking from those who protect them. L moves closer, face softened by shadows. L, when was the last time you saw a painting for what it was, detective? Blake feels the tension intensify, realizing that L isn't simply a thief. They're a zealot, driven by a need to liberate art from its cage. But he isn't swayed. Blake, art belongs where it can inspire and be remembered. In a flash, L bolts for the door, but Blake catches them, wrestling them to the ground. After a short struggle, he finally cuffs them, ending the mystery. As they're led away, L glances over their shoulder, eyes gleaming with defiance. L, you can trap me, detective, but art will always transcend. Blake watches as they disappear down the hallway, feeling the weight of L's words like an echo. Days later, Blake stands before the restored painting in the gallery, gazing at each stroke with newfound reverence, each shadow a testament to the artist's spirit. For the first time, he sees not just the image, but the heart within the masterpiece.